the keeper of keys. The air in Mumbai's Chor Bazaar smelled of rust and memory, a tangle of old iron, spilled chai, and the faint sweetness of jasmine from a nearby vendor's garland stall. Lakshmi's locksmith shop, a narrow sliver of space wedged between a bicycle repair stand and a shop selling second-hand Bollywood posters, had stood here for 40 years. Its wooden sign, faded to a soft grey, read Lakshmi's keys in Devanagari script, though the EK had chipped away, leaving a lopsided invitation to those who needed locks opened or secrets secured. At 70, Lakshmi was a fixture in the market, her hands steady despite the arthritis that curled her fingers like the roots of an old banyan tree. She wore a cotton sari, always blue, and her silver hair was braided tightly, as if to hold her life together. Inside the shop, the walls were lined with keys of every kind: brass skeleton keys, modern padlock keys, and tiny ones for jewelry boxes, each hanging on hooks like silent promises. Lakshmi's grandson, Arjun, had grown up here, playing with those keys as if they were toys, stringing them into necklaces or pretending they unlocked pirate treasure. She had raised him after his parents died in a train accident when he was 5, pouring her life into him the way she poured molten metal into key molds. Every rupee she earned, every extra hour she worked, went to Arjun's education, his dreams of escaping the dusty chaos of Chor Bazaar for the glass towers of Bandra Kurla complex now. In October 2025, Arjun was 28, a real estate agent with a slick smile and a wardrobe of tailored blazers. He drove a second-hand Audi and called Lakshmi a dotty only when he needed something. His fiancée, Priya, a woman with sharp cheekbones and sharper ambition, had moved into his life like a monsoon storm, reshaping everything. Lakshmi didn't trust Priya's polished words or the way her eyes flicked over the shop as if calculating its worth in square feet. But Arjun was smitten. And Lakshmi, who had unlocked 1,000 doors, couldn't unlock her grandson's heart. It was a humid Tuesday when Arjun came to the shop, his usual confidence replaced by a nervous energy. He leaned against the counter, avoiding the pile of rusted padlocks Lakshmi was sorting. "Dotty, I need to talk to you about something big," he said, his voice low, as if the market itself might eavesdrop. "Priya and I are launching a luxury condo project in Worli. It's a game changer. But we need capital to seal the deal." Lakshmi's hands paused over a key she was polishing. "How much?" she asked, her voice steady but her heart wary. 10 lakhs, he said, then quickly added, "It's safe, Dotty. You'll get it back with interest in 6 months. This is our future. Yours too. I want you to move out of this place, live somewhere with air conditioning, no leaks in the roof." Lakshmi looked at him, searching for the boy who once hid under her workbench during Diwali fireworks. She saw only a man chasing a mirage. "That's my life's savings, Arjun," she said. "Everything I have for when these hands stop working." "I know, Dotty," he said, his eyes pleading. "But trust me. I'm doing this for us. For you." She didn't want to say yes. But love is a key that opens even the most guarded locks. She transferred the money the next day, her fingers trembling as she navigated the bank's mobile app, an alien world Brenda, her retired accountant neighbor, had taught her to use. Arjun hugged her, promising a new home, a new life. Lakshmi smiled, but the knot in her stomach tightened. Weeks passed. Arjun stopped visiting. His calls grew brief, his excuses sharp. Lakshmi noticed her bank statements stopped arriving, and when she checked online, her account showed a balance of 0. She called Arjun, her voice shaking not from age but from a betrayal she couldn't yet name. "Arjun, where's my money?" "It's invested, Dotty," he said, his tone too smooth. "Don't worry. Everything's fine." But everything wasn't fine. Brenda, who had a knack for sniffing out fraud, helped Lakshmi dig deeper. They found transactions she hadn't authorized, transfers to an account in Priya's name, a forged signature on a joint account agreement. They used your name, Lakshmi, Brenda said, her eyes dark with anger. Arjun didn't just take your money. He sold your trust. Lakshmi didn't cry. She didn't scream. She sat in her shop, the hum of the market outside blending with the ticking of an old clock on the wall. She picked up a key, a heavy brass one she'd crafted decades ago, and held it like a talisman. I taught him to open doors, as she murmured. Now I'll teach him what it means to lock them. She began her plan with the precision of someone who had spent a lifetime fitting keys to locks. Arjun's condo project was in its early stages, with model apartments open for viewings in a gleaming whirly high-rise. Lakshmi, unnoticed in her simple sari, visited one evening, posing as a curious retiree. The security guard barely glanced at her. She studied the locks, standard deadbolts, easy to manipulate. Over the next week, she returned under the cover of dusk, her hands steady as she changed the locks on 3 unsold units. Each new lock was one she'd crafted herself, engraved with a tiny lotus flower, her signature. Inside each unit, she left a note in Marathi, "A key opens trust. A lie locks it forever." The first buyer arrived to find the door wouldn't open. Then another. By the third, Arjun's phone was buzzing with complaints. He rushed to the site, his blazer rumpled, his confidence cracking. The locksmith he called couldn't open the doors without breaking them, and the notes inside sent a chill down his spine. He didn't tell Priya. He didn't tell anyone. But he knew Lakshmi didn't stop there. She visited the bank, Brenda at her side, and filed a complaint for elder financial abuse, presenting the forged documents. The bank froze the joint account, halting Arjun's transactions. She went to the public registry, discovering Arjun had tried to list her shop as collateral for a loan, using another forged signature. The attempt had failed due to a clerical error, but the intent was clear. Lakshmi's heart didn't break, it hardened, like iron in a forge. In her shop, she began keeping a ledger, a small red notebook where she recorded every transaction Arjun had made, every rupee stolen, every lie told. On the first page, she wrote, "Ear to Arjun, my heart. You unlocked my love, but you broke my trust. This is not revenge. This is the key to your truth." Meanwhile, Arjun's world unraveled. Investors pulled out, spooked by the locked units and rumors of mismanagement. Priya's patience thinned, her affection replaced by cold calculations. "You said this was foolproof," as she snapped one night in their Bandra apartment, her voice sharp as a blade. "Now we're stuck with nothing." "It's temporary," Arjun said, but his voice lacked conviction. He checked his phone obsessively, finding a new email from an anonymous sender, photos of the lotus-engraved locks and a message, "Return what you took, or the next lock will be on your future." He knew it was Lakshmi. He drove to Chor Bazaar, the Audi's tires rattling over the uneven roads. The shop was dark, the sign swaying in the night breeze. He knocked, but no one answered. Through the window, he saw the rows of keys glinting under a single bulb, each one a reminder of the boy he'd been and the man he'd become. He left a note under the door. "Doddy, I'm sorry. Please talk to me." Lakshmi found the note at dawn. She read it, then tucked it into her ledger without a word. She wasn't ready to forgive, not yet. Instead, she changed the locks on 2 more units, each note more pointed. "Your mother's love is a key. A thief's heart is a cage." The market began to whisper about the mysterious locksmith sabotaging the Whirly project. Some said it was a disgruntled worker, others, a ghost. Lakshmi worked in silence, her hands steady as she crafted more keys, each one a piece of her justice. Brenda, her confidant, watched with a mix of awe and worry. "Doesn't it hurt, Lakshmi?" she asked one evening over chai. "It hurts like losing a child," Lakshmi said, stirring her tea. "But I didn't lose him. He lost himself." Arjun's desperation grew. Priya left him, taking the last of their shared funds and moving to Dubai with a new business partner. The condo project collapsed, and Arjun faced a lawsuit from investors. He returned to the shop, this time in daylight, his blazer gone, his shirt untucked. Lakshmi was there, polishing a key, her eyes calm but unyielding. "Daddy," he said, his voice breaking. "I didn't mean for this to happen. Priya said it was safe. I thought I was building something for us." Lakshmi set the key down. "You built nothing, Arjun. You took everything. My savings, my trust, my home. I'll pay you back," he pleaded. "I'll fix it." She reached under the counter and pulled out a small brass key, its lotus engraving catching the light. "This opens a storage unit in Dadar," she said. "Inside are your things, your school books, your cricket bat, the letters you wrote me when you were small. There's also a letter from me. Read it. Then decide who you want to be." Arjun took the key, his hands shaking. He wanted to hug her, but her gaze held him at a distance. "Daddy, can I come back?" "You never left," she said. "But you'll have to earn your way back in." He left, the key heavy in his pocket. At the storage unit, he found a box filled with his childhood, drawings, a toy car, a photo of him and Lakshmi at a Diwali fair, her smile wide and proud. The letter was simple, written in her careful hand. "Arjun, you were my key to the world. I gave you every door I could open. You chose to lock me out, but I am not your cage. The shop is still yours, but only if you rebuild what you broke. Start with the truth. Your Daddy, Lakshmi." Arjun wept, clutching the photo. He returned to the shop the next day, not as a grandson but as a debtor. He helped Lakshmi clean, sorted keys, and answered customers. She didn't speak much, but she watched him, her eyes softening slightly when he fixed a lock without her help. Months passed. Lakshmi's health began to fade. Her hands trembled more, her steps slowed. The market noticed, bringing her food, flowers, and stories. Arjun stayed, learning the craft he'd once mocked. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He worked for it, one key at a time. One morning, Lakshmi didn't open the shop. Arjun found her in her small flat above, her breathing shallow, her ledger open on the table. She looked at him, her voice a whisper. "You found the key?" He nodded, tears falling. "I'm sorry, Daddy. I'll make it right." "You already are," she said, her hand resting on his. She closed her eyes, a faint smile on her lips. Lakshmi died that evening, surrounded by the market's love. Arjun kept the shop open, engraving every key with a lotus, a silent promise to carry her legacy. The ledger remained on the counter, its last page blank, waiting for him to write his own ending.